$1.30-40 something like that. So what I have done is just cut the bottom part and let it be slanted there for a little bit. This yellow thing that drips out of it is a kind of chemical that one should not consume. So I'm waiting for it to be released so we don't use it. It's called Aloe. It's a chemical that may induce in some people nausea and laxative action, diarrhea. So I don't want that, so I have kept it there for a little bit. So before we begin, I'm going to touch few basic concepts of how Ayurveda looks at aloe vera. So this is English word, aloe vera. This is Sanskrit word, kumari. Kumari means virgin. So all female related disorders, this is the choice of the word. Not necessarily only used in females, that's not what we mean by that. But when you say virgin, it implies the vigor, it implies the youth, it implies the growth. So this is the herb that works against the degenerative processes in your body. So it gives you strength. So in Ayurveda, we consider the taste of aloe is bitter. It is bitter and is also sweet. We are going to test it so you can know what is bitter. And it is a cooling herb and also slimy. Right? Have you ever touched aloe vera gel? It's a very slimy thing. So because of these three qualities, if you know about doshas, it balances all three doshas. This is the best that balances all three doshas in one stroke without any side effect. It's very powerful. It's very easy on your system because it's natural. The juice that you get in the market, the gel that you get in the market, obviously has preservatives. And your body has to figure out how to make use of it. That energy is kind of wasted, which is when you use the fresh herb, your body knows. It's readily available for absorption and your body can make best use of it. There is no residue left, there is no side effect left. That's why it's always a good idea to go for whole herb, to go for fresh herb, rather than bottles and pills and capsules and gel, any of those things. Natural stuff is always better. So now, I'm just going to share with you the technique. I'm not here to teach anything because it's a very slimy thing inside. It's very hard to work with. So if you know the technique, then you can make best use of it. So like I said, we have to keep it tilted at approximately 40 degrees so that yellow stuff is out, and then we can cut it in a way. And I'll tell you what it is useful for as we do this. I'm just going to get the fresh hair close to me so I don't have to get up how it goes. So you want to cut on one side and last 3-4 inches also, because this yellow stuff is very concentrated in this part, the tail end, so you don't want that. You want to cut the leaf as close as to the stem of the plant. And this plant should be at least 1-2 years old to have a good quality gel. I bought it from the market, but I grow my own aloe vera also. It's a tiny plant, so I don't want to use that one. That's why I'm getting one from the market. So you can cut it into pieces so it's easy to work with. I'll give you a couple of different ways of how to make use of it. So you want to get rid of this AG size.
What market would you get at that size?
HEB, Fiesta, any grocery store. A lot of people eat this. In Mexico, people eat this, I think.
Yeah.
Even in India. And we're going to eat it too. So, this is how you want to. Like a slanted. You should be going away from your sun, but I don't have my glasses, so I'm going to. And I have done it, so yeah, I can do it. Yeah. So you see the gel, there. Now if you look on this leaf, there are certain grooves. You want to go along those grooves. Let's see if this glue, cut it like this. It's easy to cut along that glue. Now this part, so you see, there is a dip there, so you have to press it. If you do it with the spoon, it becomes a very messy deal. Every part of aloe vera is medicinal, and you want to make use of it. So even if I'm using the gel, I don't want to get rid of that green leafy part. This is also medicine. I'll tell you in a minute how to use it in a medicine. So you want to come to that fresh gel. This is bitter. This is laxative. That's why you don't want that green. As much as possible you get rid of it. There. Now, this is it. Looks very slimy. But when you test it, I'm going to give you each one. First I'm going to eat it so you know that this is not It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. So I'm going to put it in a plate. If you eat this much of aloe vera, this is the best remedy for acid reflux. People who have burning in the chest, if you eat it in the morning, whole day is perfect. And you can store this thing in the fridge. Put it in a container, airtight container, and store it in the fridge. So I have washed my hands. So rest assured. Let me get a little bit green out of this. So I'm not giving you the bitter stuff. Looks very messy, but this technique helps you to do it without getting that messy. Now what do we do with this? This is the best thing that you can do for sinuses. You can put it into pieces, put it in a little bit of water in a pan, and get the vapors. Inhale the vapors. It helps to release the congestion.
You mean the green part?
Green part. Yes, you don't trash it. Like I said, every part of aloe is useful, is medicinal. So let's do this. I'm going to show you another way of doing it. Now this is another version of how you want to do it. And probably I'll take it home. The flat part of it we are going to take out.
How much should you eat a day? Just one little piece?
Yes, 2 pieces at least. Now this part, you can put it in a plate, saline wrap it, put it in the freezer for 4 or 5 hours. Then after you take it out from the freezer, it will freeze. And then you put it in Ziploc bag and store it, because you're not going to do this messy stuff every day. So you store it, and whenever you want to, you can take it out and use it. So it's very good for sunburn. It's a very natural, best sunscreen. Hey, come on in. We're doing fun thing here. So whatever we are not using, I'm going to take it home and put it in the freezer. So I can use it myself. It's very good for acne, all skin problems, all the skin spots, dots, anything that you see anywhere, you can apply it. Facially, yes. Every cosmetic product that you buy will have aloe vera. So this is the best thing for the skin. So, let's see.
So a sunscreen.
So how do you use it as a sunscreen? So this is your base. You just rub it. You can use it as an exfoliator. You can put it with sugar or some rough, like maybe cream of wheat, or some rough food particles, and then you just rub it on your legs, on your arms, on your face. It will work as an exfoliator. Or you can just use it just like so. Because this becomes like a pad that you can hold on to and do it on your face. You can use it as a moisturizer for your hands. It's not going to be that messy once you apply it. It gets absorbed in your skin. Your skin has these tiny, tiny, tiny pores, millions of them. And it works as the organ of absorption. Your job is to give the right natural substances for your body to absorb. And nothing can be better than aloe vera. So this is something that I'm going to take home and then freeze it and use it as I need it. So you do it on the face like a daily regimen. You apply it on your face and you can go to bed with that gel on your face. It looks messy and sticky, but if I rub it on my hand, it's going to get absorbed. And I don't feel it in a few minutes. It's really soft. If there are any dark things on my elbows, on my face, anywhere, you can just apply it. This is beautiful. See, look at that yellow thing. Ah, you don't want yellow. If you're eating, you don't want yellow. Little bit yellow goes when you're applying topically. It should be okay. So I'm going to pat this around and heat it, and you feel that coldness. The thing is, you have to use it over, if you're eating it orally, you want to use it right away. In maybe within an hour or so.
So eat
Yeah, just chew on it. You want a small piece? It's not that bad. I'll give you some tissue.